This is a Winchester Model 94 lever action repeating rifle chambered in 30-30. Your safety is located here at the upper portion of the receiver, and there's actually a little detent here that's kind of carved out, or a little divot, and that's so that you can actually push this to engage the firearm to be live or to be hot. And then on the far side of it, there's actually a knurled button of sorts that will actually protrude when this is depressed. So if you were to take the rifle off the safety and to push this in, you'll see how now that's just a huge, concave type of divot that's pushed in there, so you can visually see and also feel that that's in there. But now on the far side, it's very clearly marked that there is a red band exposed, which means the firearm is hot, and to simply put it back to the other direction means it's safe. Now, in terms of your tubular magazine, on the Winchester Model 94, you don't have a box magazine or an internal magazine that protrudes from the rear of it. In your older style, Western type of arms like this one, there's actually a tubular magazine that comes up through here. And unlike a shotgun, where you'd load from the bottom, on the lever action, typically what you'll have here, and this is actually one of my favorite part of a lever action, is you have this side port here that pushes in, and so you'll put one round in through the side until it catches and kind of comes in there, and this little trap door will shut. And you continue doing that until your rounds are head to tail through here. And then as you cycle that action, you draw that open, it'll take one, and then it will subsequently feed it into the chamber. And so as I open up this action, what you're going to notice is this bolt is actually going to come rearward, and it's actually going to cock the hammer back here. And so as I open this up and use my three fingers that aren't my trigger finger to slide this open in a swinging motion, you're going to see that this rear part will now come back and will open up the action, and in its most forward position has now drawn the hammer back, and will actually stay cocked when somebody pulls it here. You can also see here in the top of the action, hopefully, that that right there is your ramp that would draw your round from the bottom tubular magazine and then feed it up into the top here, into your barrel itself, into your chamber. And then as you close that, now you'll notice that the hammer is cocked in the rearward position. And this particular hammer, just so that you can see here, I don't have any attachments, although it is drilled and tapped for rear sights and different sights. This one does not actually have anything on it, but if you did have, like, let's say, a scope on it, it sometimes is very difficult to get your thumb underneath the eyepiece of the scope to be able to manually pull the hammer back. If you already had a round in the chamber, and by having a little knurled attachment or extension to either side, depending on what handed you are, it allows you actually to kind of grab that and pull it back instead of coming directly back on the hammer. So one of your last, or your second and last mechanical safety that you have here on it, there's actually a little dent here on the bottom that is spring loaded, and that so when you have your grip on your lever action itself, it now allows the trigger to be pulled. For instance, if I take this off of safe here, and I don't pinch tight to the stock itself, the lever, it will not allow the trigger to be fired and to release the hammer. Only by pinching this tight to the frame and squeezing it, and then using your trigger, will allow that now to come all the way forward. And when it comes all the way forward, what I want to show everybody here is you'll see kind of a rounded circular piece inside there, and that's actually the rear part of your firing pin. And so as your hammer comes all the way forward and touches that, that's actually what's striking your firing pin. If you don't have your trigger depressed all the way to the rear and your lever here pinched tight, what you'll notice is that hammer will not normally make contact. It will not allow it to travel that last bit in order to engage your firing pin. And you'll notice here that it's actually very simple arm, and that there's a lot of modest design to it. I mean, it is over 100 years old, so you have a couple straps here on your barrel and your forearm. You have a very simple rear and front sight, which I can demonstrate here and just kind of show you guys, but it's very straightforward. You got your lever, your trigger, not a lot of fancy appointments or attachments or buttons. And then similarly, on the opposite side, very much a simplistic arm, and that there's really no attachments or functionality on your basic model here. So with that being said, probably the last thing that I can show everybody is kind of what that sight picture looks like when you're aiming, or at least on my particular model that I have here. And you can kind of see you have kind of like a butterfly type of rear sight with like a notch cut out of it, and then there's a front post there that kind of picks up just a little bit that you may be able to see, hopefully against like this white wall. But essentially that's what your Winchester Model 94 and 3030 is all about. So thank you for watching.